Do Warhammer fans en masse suffer from the Mandela effect? I get told time and time again when I'm enjoying my Primaris Marines that they're not nice miniatures and that the older models were way nicer. Do people actually believe this? And if so, in what way? Is it the detail? Is it the nostalgia? Is it the fact that they were hand sculpted? What objectively is better about the older miniatures compared to the beautiful new sculpts? Well, that's what we're going to try and figure out in today's video. As you can see, I've pulled out quite a large collection of old first generation Space Marines. I have my old Sons of Dorn army in, I think, somewhat of its glory. I'm fairly sure there's more of this, but I don't know where. An entire battle company of other Marines and a whole host of awesome metal sculpts. I'm going to find one that is quite rare and I'm going to basically strip him down, repaint him to see how I feel about the model at the end, compare it to some Primaris Marines, and then see what you guys think. So I think this will be an interesting deep dive into the older Space Marines, and I'd love to hear your opinions on things. I don't want it bashing in the comments. We can have a nice, civil discourse, I believe. So let's get into it. Okay, so let's start at the very beginning and try and work our way through this issue. So we basically have two people on either side of a fence. On one side, people think that Primaris Marines are really cool. I am on that side of the fence. I really do thoroughly enjoy Primaris Marines. I love building them. I love painting them. I love collecting Primaris armies. I can't wait for every new Primaris Lieutenant to come out because they're all awesome and I enjoy painting them. That's just me. Maybe I'm a psycho, but I love it. And then the other side, we have all the people who think that pre-Primaris Space Marines was a much better time to be a Space Marine player. The kits were better, the characters were better, and stuff like that. And I'm trying to figure out the reasons why. Now, me personally, I can go back in time and think of the best time that I had playing Warhammer 40,000 was in 4th edition, and the most games I ever played was with my Necrons and Space Marines in 4th edition. So I don't shy away from old miniatures. I still collect them. I still love them. But having said that, I haven't built or painted one in, I don't even know how many years now has it been since I picked up a new or an older version of a Space Marine and went to do it. So I decided that in this video, I was just going to do it. I was going to pick my favorite first edition Space Marine of all time that was a part of my red and blue Space Marine army that I painted many years ago. And he was an absolute pain to try and get your hands on. I believe this may be the rarest kind of production model Space Marine ever created. People will argue that there's this guy from this thing that's an unreleased model. They don't count. I don't think any single Space Marine model was sold in less quantity than this guy. He was only available in the 2004 Army box set. You got this special character and he was never sold again. Not once was he ever brought back out and made to order. Nothing. Even nowadays, he goes for over €200 online on eBay and stuff to try and get your hands on this model. So I decided he meant so much to me back then. What happens if I got him cleaned up and gave him a new paint job and have him fit into my new Imperial Fist army? What would that feel like? Going through the motions of painting up an old Space Marine, what kind of pros and cons would I see? And then hopefully that will give me a better understanding towards the end of it. So as you can see, I have already stripped off this model. Any particularly stubborn parts, I'm going in here with a blade and cleaning anything off that's kind of gunked up. Originally, I had converted this guy and gave him a second sword arm and stuff like that. And this Stormbolter was on another Marine. And I basically pulled that whole squad apart so I could make him proper. I don't have his backpack anymore, but he didn't have his special backpack. It was just an old plastic one. So I grabbed one of the Space Marine Heroes, first edition Space Marine guys, and that I had spare. And I took his backpack and I got it cleaned up and ready to be glued onto this awesome miniature. So he's basically a veteran Sergeant Space Marine. And already in the kind of cleaning up stages of him, you can see that like symmetry just did not exist back then because the models were hand sculpted. And I'm not, dissing hand sculpted miniatures. Like I said, I have a huge collection of them. I love painting old world armies for Warhammer and stuff like that. They're all hand sculpted models. I love them to bits. Don't get me wrong on that one. Love them. But like, if you pay attention, you will notice that like his left and right leg are not the same width. They're probably not the same length. His hands aren't the same size as each other. Even things as simple as like eye lenses. You look at an eye lens on an old metal Space Marine helmet, they'll never be the same size because it's hand sculpted. And this is something that I think back in the day, you just let it slide because this is the way things were. But now that we have a comparison, you look at a Primaris Marine and everything is arrow straight. Everything is perfect. Everything looks like, you know, a suit of Mark 10 tactical power armor that has been made 100,000 times, and every single one of them is exactly the same. And obviously some people will think of like that has lost the charm of it. If the Space Marines have that like hand feeling of being sculpted, it kind of feels a little bit more personal, a little bit nicer. Whereas the mass produced stuff maybe doesn't have that same kind of flair. Maybe that's true. I can't answer that question for everybody. It's going to be one of those things that's kind of up to you. What I will say is it's not taking away my enjoyment of painting this guy. I'm getting such a beautiful sense of nostalgia getting this guy put back together, getting him cleaned up and getting him painted to my now kind of best standard of painting. Obviously when I painted him back in the day, I was not as good a painter, and I'm sure in the future I'll become better again, but it does feel really nice giving this guy who has been locked away in a case for 10 years now, maybe more, a new lease of life. And at the beginning of this video, I had no intentions of going any further than getting this guy cleaned up. But obviously this guy kind of was done over 2 days. He was done like over a Friday and then over a Monday. So I had a whole weekend in between the kind of beginning and ending of painting him. And I cannot explain to you how many kind of metal Space Marines I lined up. And I was like, oh, he goes with that squad and that's his arm. And okay, that's 3 of this 5-man old veteran squad. Okay, where are the other 2? I don't have them anymore. Okay, let me look on eBay. So I'm already trying to put together and collect and finish off all these old cool veteran squads, which meant so much to me. And that's now. So obviously it's having an effect on me. I'm enjoying it. I'm finding that old passion and old love. And I think that it's really beautiful. I think it's really cool. I just want to take a quick second to thank all you guys for your continued support of the channel. And of course, all those guys to go the extra mile and subscribe to Patreon. Without you guys, I literally could not keep the lights on and the cameras rolling. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. As an extra thank you, we have adding a bunch of extra content and things to Patreon to help push you guys up and help you guys get more out of it. One of the awesome things we are now doing is Patreon giveaways. This month, we are giving away a full Knight Questoris kit. We will ship it anywhere in the world. So if you guys are interested in that, please do check out Patreon, linked down below. Okay, without further ado, let's dive in and keep working on these awesome first edition Space Marines. It's a whole different kind of thing. Like, I compare it to this. I was kind of thinking about this over the weekend, like I said, because I'm trying to get emotions across in a video, and it's kind of a hard thing to do. But I had this kind of analogy in my head, which was like, if you ask me what the best video game of all time is, I will tell you it is the Ocarina of Time, which is, you know, a classic. And there's so many people who are my age who will say the same thing. But if you jump kind of 5 years into the future, or someone that is 5 or 6 years younger than me, that is not the case for them. So it is obviously that whole thing of associating, you know, happy memories and better times in your life with a fun experience like playing a cool video game. But I know Red Dead Redemption 2 and GTA 5 and all those kind of games are aesthetically better. They're larger, bigger stories, smoother to run, you know, all those things make them, you know, technically better games, but I prefer the Ocarina of Time. And I think that's the thing that people need to understand, that obviously you like first edition Space Marines because you have so many fond memories of building and painting them and playing games with them when you probably had more time when you were a little bit younger and there wasn't so many responsibilities kind of weighing you down. And nowadays the world is in a more stressful place than it's ever been, and it feels like Games Workshop is giving you new Primaris Marines every 2 days, and maybe that's souring your opinion of them. But you have to remember that there are people who are 12 now who are enjoying Primaris Marines like you enjoyed first edition Space Marines back then. And I think by crapping all over them online, I don't think that does anybody any favors. Just let people enjoy the things that they enjoy, and you can enjoy the things that you enjoy. And I think that's totally fine. I love Primaris Marines and I love first edition Space Marines, and I'm going to continue doing both for as long as I possibly can. Okay, that is my kind of little rant over. Let's just finish off this awesome veteran Space Marine. There's a couple of things I would like to know in the comments. Do you agree with what I have been saying? Do you have any opinions on this yourself? I do not mind getting a little bit of a dialogue going. A huge comment section is obviously helpful for the video. And also I like hearing what you guys think. Do you guys have a particular Space Marine, like an old Space Marine that you really, really love? I'd love to know your personal favorites. If it's kind of this generation, you know, 2000, like I'm a person that started in 3rd edition. So if it's an old 2nd edition model or old 1st edition model, I might not know them that well. So please don't be shy, share links and stuff like that, or let me know the Marines that you find the kind of most aesthetically pleasing. I would love to know. And if you want to share why it's your favorite, that's also fantastic. I want to know. If you're enjoying the video, please also don't forget to give the video a like and make sure that you are subscribed. These 3 things cost you nothing, but they make a huge difference to how many people see these videos and how quickly the channel grows. We're coming up to the final steps of this awesome Space Marine now. Like I said, I thoroughly enjoyed painting him, and I'm so pleased. The first thing I did when I was finished painting him entirely is I ran over to my new Imperial Fist shelf and I plunked him right down in the middle. And he looks awesome standing in there with all of his boys. He looks a little bit lonely, so I think I am going to get a squad of veterans or 2 up and running and painted to match him. As for what I'm going to run him as, I briefly thought about using him on a 40mm base, getting 3 awesome veteran models together and using him as a squad of Blade Guard. I think that would be cool, like a real reverence to these kind of old awesome characters when like 3 of them get pushed into a squad of 10 Chaos Space Marines and just cut them to pieces. That would be aesthetically very pleasing to me. So yeah, please do let me know what you think of that. Please let me know what you think of this Marine. Do you like him? Do you think Primaris Marines belong where they are? Do you think that they should slow down? Just let me know your thoughts and feelings, guys. I just can't wait to paint more veteran Space Marines. So I may go away right now and kind of clean up and get some more built and sprayed. So okay guys, and there we have it, the 2004 Army Box Special Edition Veteran Sergeant. Say that 10 times fast. The 2004 Army Box Special Edition Veteran Sergeant. The 2004 Army Box Special Edition Veteran Sergeant is now complete, repainted, touched up, ready to go in with my Imperial Fist army, looking fairly clean, fairly fresh. Okay, what did I learn in this video? Is there a place in your heart for these older models? Yes, of course they are. I absolutely love them to my core, and you guys should too. But as a caveat to that, please don't crap on people who enjoy Primaris Marines. I've seen it on post after post, lots of videos that I post, literally people just comment Primaris crap after I paint up a Primaris. And I don't think that's fun either. To a lot of people, this is their first kind of touch into Space Marines, and it means a lot to them. So there's no point in crapping on other people's parades. Just let everyone enjoy everything they enjoy and move on forward. So that's what I think. Okay guys, thank you so much for sticking around to the end of this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Do all those things I said earlier. Like, comment, subscribe, check out Patreon, and I will see you guys in the next video.